Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the case study ethical dilemma of digital marketing, moral activity or manipulation, presented by Abdul Salim, Atisham Riaz, Syed Mohammad Saeed, and I'm Varun Reddy, and my student ID is 23035558. Uh, Moving on to the first slide, introduction. Digital marketing is a massive part of our lives. On average, a person might see between 6,000 to 10,000 advertisements every day. That's a staggering number, and many consumers now feel that advertising is becoming out of control. Today's ads are hyper targeted, showing up on our social media feeds, apps, and search engines. This level of personalization raises an important question. Is digital marketing still serving with us helpful, informative content, or is it pushing us towards unnecessary spending through manipulation? Over the next few minutes, we'll dive into this issue and highlight how organizations like which can help protect consumers from being unfairly influenced. Moving on to next slide. Management and ethical challenges. In today's business environment, marketers face a tough balance, meeting business goals while staying ethically responsible. Persuasion is a normal part of marketing, but it becomes unethical when it includes deception, emotional manipulation, and misinformation. For example, hiding important details, creating false urgency like only two left, or using emotionally charged language can break consumer trust. The digital space adds even more challenges. We see like influencer promotions, AI personalized advertisements, and dark patterns in website designs, like making it hard to cancel a subscription. These tactics often fall outside existing regulations, and even when rules exist, enforcing them online is difficult. So, brands that see manipulative risk more than just bad press, they could face legal issues, reputation damage, or lose consumer loyalty. This leads us to a key question: how can marketing teams achieve results while staying ethical? And how can organizations like which help consumer avoid digital manipulation? Moving on to next slide, ethical issues in digital marketing. Let's now look deeper into the ethical concerns. The biggest issue is the blurred line between persuasion and manipulation. Persuasion is about presenting facts and gently guiding choices. Manipulation uses fear, emotional triggers, or misleading tactics to push people into decisions that may not be right for them. For example, AI and big data allows companies to create hyper-personalized advertisements. An algorithm might detect when someone is feeling down and show them comforting products, like playing on emotions when people are vulnerable. This can quietly undermine a person's ability to think clearly, which raises serious ethical concerns. Another big issue is transparency. Consumers deserve to know when they are being marketed to. But with things like influencer promotions and native advertisements, it's often not clear what is genuine and what is an advertisement. Children and financially vulnerable individuals are especially at risk here, making it vital for regulators like which to take action. Passing to Etisham Riaz.
Hello, my name is Ihtiam Riaz. My student ID is 23061159. So I'm going to present from here. Frameworks are double-edged sword. Let's talk about the ADA model. It stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. It's a common strategy that marketers use to guide people from first noticing a product to finally buying it. When used ethically, it helps inform the consumer at every step, which is good. But there is also a risk. Marketers can use it to create pressure, like making people feel excited or anxious to act quickly, leading to impulsive decision. In the digital world, this process becomes even more powerful. Things like social proof and ads that follow you around keep pulling people back to complete purchase. It can work well, but it can also make people buy things they did not really want. Ideally, this model should respect the buyer's journey, but sometimes it comes across the line and ends up manipulating people instead of informing them. Moving to next slide. Influence tactics, Chardonnay's six principles. No, let's have a look at some psychological tricks that marketers use to influence us. These are Chardonnay's six principles of persuasion. Reciprocity. When someone gives us something, we feel the need to give back. For example, free samples often lead to make a purchase. Scarcity. We want things that seem rare. Phrases like only two left in stock make us feel urgent to buy. Authority. We trust experts ads that say doctor recommend use this purchase to us. Consistency. If we made a small commitment, we are more likely to say yes to a bigger one. Liking. We agree more with people we like, such as friendly influence or relatable brand personalities and social proof. We tend to do what others are doing. If we see that 95% of people are buying, have bought this, we are more likely to buy the same thing, same product. While these techniques are powerful, they are not always ethical. They play on our mental shortcuts and sometimes trick people into buying things without thinking carefully. Moving to the next slides. Digital behavior design, Fogg's model and talk pattern. This slide explains how apps and websites are designed to influence our behavior using Fogg's behavior model. The model says behavior happens when three things comes together: motivation, we emotionally driven, for example excitement or fear of missing our ability. Second one is ability, it's made super easy for us to act, like one click purchase or safeguards. Third one is trigger, a prompt that tell us when to act, like a notification saying almost sold out. No, captrology is when companies use this model to send us nudges. For example, a shopping app sends messages like only one item is left in your cart, hurry up. It grabs our attention and purchases us to act fast. Then we have dark patterns. These are sneaky tricks in design like hiding the unsubscribe button, pre-checking boxes so you sign up without knowing, or showing fake reviews and ads that look like a real content. All of these are meant to get to act in ways that help the business, but not always in our best interest. No, I would like to pass uh, to my next colleague, Syed Muhammad Hassan. He will carry it from here. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Etisham. Now we are moving to the next slide. Example of manipulative digital advertising. This slide shows how manipulative digital advertising works. On the left, you will see we have an example of search engine ads for credit card comparisons. These ads appear at the top of search result, often resembling organic results, which can mislead user into thinking they are unbiased recommendations. If you see the on the right side, the text discusses marketing. Influencers often promote products without clearly disclosing that their posts are sponsored. Uh, the highlighted section stresses that consumer must be aware when they are being advertised to, and both brands influencers have a responsibility to make this clear. Failure to disclose paid promotion can lead to action from the advertising standard agencies. These examples illustrate how digital ads can blur the line between genuine content and advertising manipulating consumer decisions. Now moving to the next slide. critical analysis impact on consumers. So in this slide, explain the impact of these manipulative practices on consumer. First, they erode trust ads, especially influencer promotion are now among the least trusted formats. Second, there is a behavior exploitation and advertisers use that to target people at vulnerable times, raising the ethical concerns. Third, these practices drive overconsumption and financial burden with the processive tactics like buy now and pay later, leading to necessary debt. And consumer are fight back by using ad blockers, becoming more skeptical, creating a challenging environmental for advertiser. Finally, the regulatory bodies such as Advertising Standard Agency are cracking down on misleading practicing using brand to adopt ethical advertisement. Now I'm moving to the my next colleague with Abru Salim. She will continue.
Thanks, Saad, for giving me this opportunity to present my part. So I'm going to present the current consumer protections and gaps. So in UK, several protection exists, but gaps remain in keeping pace with digital marketing tactics. The Advertising Standard Authority enforces and codes has issued influencer guidance. However, it relies on public complaints and doesn't cover manipulative website design. So the Competition and our Market Authority (CMA) enforces consumer law and has addressed fake reviews, and hidden endorsements, but legal action is low and is not very much reactive. So the Consumer Protection from Unfair Trading in 2008 has banned misleading or aggressive ads, yet psychological manipulation often falls into gray areas. And platform policies, for example, Google, Facebook offer some of the safeguard policies, but enforcement is inconsistent, due to profit motives. So lastly, educating initiatives like media literacy are emerging, but not yet widespread or tailored to vulnerable groups. So overall, the protections are in place, but informants lags and awareness remains low. So this is where which intervene, educating consumers and supporting regulators to close these ethical and practical gaps. And the next slide is about recommendations. So now when we look at the recommendation, the which part, can implement to strengthen consumer protection in the face of manipulative digital marketing. So first, launch a, public education campaign called Decode the Ad. So this should use infographics and short engaging videos to explain common persuasion tactics. For example, you can say help consumers to recognize urgency techniques like countdown timers or identify influencer posts that fail to use proper ad disclosures. And the idea is to raise, the public awareness using the persuasion knowledge model, which suggests that people become more resistant to manipulation when they understand how persuasion works. So practical tips can also be shared, like pause before acting on urgency, or if it fails to if it feels too personal, and it's probably the AI targeted. So second recommendation is develop a simple browser extension or web-based tool called Ad Health Check. So this would ultimately allow users to input a URL or add screenshot and receive automated feedback on possible manipulations, such as, exaggerated testimonials, fake urgency, the dark patterns in design. Even a basic tool would, help consumers critically assess marketing messages in real time, making which a digital ally. And thirdly, introduce a streamlined reporting system through which platform where consumers can flag misleading ads quickly, which could review, and validate complaints before forwarding them to the ASA model, and while also sharing feedback with users. So this would simplify consumers' action and promote accountability. And fourth recommendation is that regularly publish checklists, alerts, and guides like top five red flags in holiday sales, or how to spot a disguised ad. So these should appear in which magazine, email, newsletters, and social media. And last but not the least, encourage consumers to use productive tech, for example, ad blockers, email filters, privacy setting adjustments. These are the tools, reduce to these are the tools that actually reduce the exposure to manipulative content and give consumers more control over their online experiences. So altogether, these measures can create immediate, tangible protections that empower the UK consumer. So to sum up, we are entering a critical phase in the digital ethics. So technologies like AI personalization, virtual and augmented reality, and deepfakes are transforming how brands are really persuading us. And soon, ads could be tailored to our emotions, even our facial expressions, or even biometric, data, raising serious ethical concerns. And is an AI that targets you when you are sad with comfort shopping truly helpful, or is just it exploitative? For which this means staying agile. The recommendation we have outlined, education, regulation, and ongoing monitoring, must evolve alongside the emerging tactics. A dedicated monitoring team can ensure which remains proactive, not reactive, and ultimately empowered consumers are the strongest defense. And if we can help people routinely, question ads, the advertisements, who made this, what's the intent, they can become more resistant to manipulation. And ethical marketing can also become a competitive advantage, because it wins the trust in a transparency driven marketplace. So the debate between the moral or manipulative isn't fixed, but with informed consumers and proactive advocacy, we can build a digital ecosystem that innovates, fair and principled, and which can lead that charge. So that's all from our side. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.